despite the fact that it is still shaken to its very core, is mourning its dead and counting up its toll, with many of its people homeless and out of employment, and others, hundreds of them, with the fruits of their life's work swept away as in a twinkling. This community, on this, the first day of October in this year of our Lord, 1938, is well on the road towards restructuring itself from the greatest upheaval of nature in the history of New England.
I always remember that after the hurricane, we had beautiful weather.
The next day you would not realize, if you didn't see trees down, that anything had happened. The sun was out and it was beautiful.
The next day was just like this. It was beautiful. It was so pretty.
Across the railroad tracks from our place, and I don't know the name of the company that was there, but that had Bakelite plastic buttons of every color and size you can imagine, bright colored buttons, and they stored them in the tower, and the 2 top floors of the tower were knocked down in that storm, and there were buttons all over, everywhere, because now the water came over the tracks, washed them over. Everybody's yard was full of buttons. I'm sure that if you went down and dug today, you'd find them.
Some of the older kids immediately walked down to the beach and started scavenging. And there's some things still kicking around here that the kids brought home. I didn't go, I was too little.
We were without electricity for 14 days. We went back to school and everything seemed normal to us. But it wasn't, but children, I was 11 years old, so, you know.
I always remember as a kid, every year I thought, wouldn't it be nice to be a little hurricane, get a week off in September.
Because as a child, it was quite an adventure. We weren't worried or scared.
If I had been scared, I would think I would remember it, but I just seemed to be doing it, getting there.
It bothered me. Every time the wind blew, it really bothered me terribly.
I remember that my parents would speak about the 38 hurricane and try and close up the house a little bit.
It was a sort of a fear that you couldn't combat, you couldn't reason with it. It was just that horrible afternoon that we spent there wondering what we were going to do with all these children, and if the school was a big old wooden building and it was shaking, and was it going to collapse? We were all scared. We were all scared. But we were just lucky, you know, my father was home, because you feel stronger, feel safer with a guy around, you know, sometimes.
Sometimes.
A defining moment in many, many people's lives is the 38 hurricane. You never forget where you were, never. It's like, it's funny, where were you when the 38 hurricane hit, when Pearl Harbor, December 7th, when you heard the news, and when John F. Kennedy died. It's like you go, these are the moments that you can tell exactly where you were.
I close my eyes and I can see, as if it were yesterday, the hurricane of 1938 storming through our way.
43 years after Minnie Boguslavsky wrote her letter, Betty Chantel described her own memories of the hurricane in a poem.
The boardwalks and homes at Ocean Beach were literally washed away. Many lives were injured and lost on that unsuspected fall day. It is something I will never forget, for we all feared the worst. I hope we never have another storm like the hurricane on September 21st.
I've tried to give you a picture of New London. You wouldn't recognize it. I know there are places that got the lash of the storm as we did, but I don't think anyone got it any worse. It's an experience I'll never forget and never want to go through again as long as I live. The clock is now about 11, and I'm all in. I won't be able to mail the letter until tomorrow and have no idea when it will reach you. I've burned 2 candles writing this letter and can't be too extravagant, as candles are quite a luxury, since the city practically sold out today on this commodity and we may not have lights for a week. Hopefully this letter finds you in good health and awaiting a speedy reply. Love, Minnie.